When we first found out we were pregnant, we were very excited. We were ready to have kids, and the whole family was very excited.
And happy, of course, you know. First child, so that was pretty exciting.
You know, you're expecting to have a typical child that you've pictured all your life and that does all of the typical things. We did not know ahead of time that Will was going to have Down syndrome. We had his delivery, and then we were told in the delivery room.
And neither one of us knew anything about Down syndrome, so we were definitely scared and wanted to learn as much as we could, and it was a pretty frightening time.
In the first couple weeks of his life, I imagined the worst, to be honest. I had lots of ideas in my head of our life looking nothing like it did before, and our child not doing any of the things that lots of other children do that I had imagined for most of my life, but definitely for the last 9 or 10 months.
Because you think about the future and what his life's going to be like, you know, just things like, you know, will he ever get married, will he play sports, you know, just things a father, you know, probably thinks about.
We started with some home-based therapies that were provided by the state. We almost immediately felt like that wasn't going to be enough, and from meeting a lot of people through the Down Syndrome Association that had children with the same diagnosis, we learned pretty quickly that almost all children with Down syndrome also receive outside therapy. We were first introduced to the Childhood League Center through our Franklin County Service Coordinator. We were having a hard time getting going with Franklin County because the waiting list is so long. We just felt like we were losing time, and we were so eager to get started.
We went to an open house at the Childhood League Center before school started, before his first year, and met the teachers and the therapists. They were just so welcoming, and you could tell right off the bat it was going to be a great place for him to go to school.
When he started at the center, he was not walking. He was definitely not speaking. He was still, you know, struggling to drink from a straw at that point, I believe. So he definitely had quite a few challenges with milestones at that point.
I remember meeting Will's family for the first time. We did home visits at the beginning of the school year, and we went in and met his mom. We assured her that we would be able to take care of him in the classroom and help to support his educational growth.
The teachers that Will has right now, they're all so great with him. They're very patient with him, and they certainly take extra steps with him to help him reach his goals, but in the same sense, they treat him just like everyone else. He really loves his sessions with his speech therapist, Miss Marty. I think if you could ask him, he certainly looks forward to those times when they have one-on-one.
Well, I think the Childhood League is a really unique place in that the therapists are right here and we're in the classroom. Will's made tons of progress this year. He's feeling much more confident in using language that he knows, and I think he enjoys that language interaction that he has at snack time or while he's playing. He's such an observer that I think he learns so much from just watching what the other kids do.
At the center, we have a full inclusion classroom, so we have half of the children have identified special needs, and then half of the children are peer models in the classroom. So he gets interaction all the time. Will's here, look, there's Will, and they'll come over and give him a hug or try to help him come over and do an activity that they're interested in. They're very much a part of his life.
They're all very helpful when Will needs his hands washed or needs to find his seat at the table. There's more than one hand that's ready to jump in and help him with whatever he needs. It is great for Will to learn from them because he does learn just by being around other kids. But I also think it's great that they're learning so much from him as well, in patience, in helping, and just from acceptance.
Our typically developing kids are not going to be the bullies. They just are not made of that. Will is probably one of the most popular kids in that classroom. You know, kids really flock around him, and he's become this really great social little kid. I just think when he gets into kindergarten and onward, he is going to do just absolutely spectacularly.
Without the Childhood League Center, I certainly think that our experience would be vastly different. I think that we would be, you know, possibly in the public school system special needs program that certainly does not have as dedicated of teachers and therapists that are there the whole time. They feel as much a part of your goals and your joys when your child meets a milestone as you do.
I just love his his smile, his laugh. He thinks I'm funny, so that's, very reinforcing for me. It's just so rewarding for me to feel like I can help somebody navigate through this brand new world. He definitely warms my heart.
He just brings a little light in with him when he comes into the classroom. He comes in and he's smiling, he's ready to go, he wants to play, he wants to learn with his friends.
They gave us so much hope from the start that, there was like nothing to, worry about. I knew Will was in good hands, from day one.
There's so many other families out there that are walking a very similar path and struggling through it as well. So when you land in a place like the Childhood League, it certainly is not that scary. It's something to be celebrated and to see where that path, eventually will take you. He would not be where he is if he had not started at the Childhood League Center.